So in this video I'll be talking about the classic striped tie, how you can style it perhaps for summer occasions using this great new collection from Handmade. The striped tie is a classic piece in the men's wardrobe. Most men have at least one or two in their rotation. Some gentlemen are slightly nervous about wearing them because they have such a strong connotation with clubs. The striped tie comes from regiments, schools, associations that would have their own colours in a stripe, and it's seen very bad form, particularly in the UK, to wear a tie of a company or an organisation, should I say, or a regiment or a school, which you're not entitled to. Which brings us to stripe direction. Now, if you've gone online and sort of seen some blogs and things about striped ties, you'll often say that in England stripes go from left to right, in America go from right to left. And there's all sorts of interesting stories about why this should be. One is that when Brooks Brothers started doing regimental striped ties and using the British colours to avoid copying them completely into, which was seen as an infringement perhaps, they changed the direction to avoid embarrassment, to show that I know it's the colours, but I'm not doing it in your style. Another one I read was about ties being cut on the bias, which makes literally no sense at all, but you still see that story come around. I think the funniest story of all is somebody had a British tie, phoned up his tailor in New York to copy it, and then was looking in the mirror and described it back to front, which is just a stupid story, but quite funny. But again, one of those stories that comes around. Not all English regimental ties run this direction. A few run the other direction, so that's not always the case. Typically, if you're buying from an English outfitter, perhaps you go to a German street brand and you're buying a non-regimental tie, they will follow this direction. From a purely aesthetic reasoning, I prefer the stripes going high left to low right, the British style, because it matches classic tailoring. If you look at my double-breasted jacket, for example, the left side goes over the right, so my dominant lapel is here. Also, it draws your eye to your pocket square, so I feel that having my stripes going this direction, it draws the eye to the pocket square and the more dominant lapel. The new collection from Handmade & Co are in blends, mostly cotton and, this one's cotton and silk, other ones are cotton, silk and cashmere. Now, as well as having a lovely texture and handle, what I think this affords this tie is it wouldn't be confused or associated with a club tie. Club ties are generally woven silk or rep silk. They have a very distinct look about them, sometimes even polyester. They don't come in such sophisticated combinations of materials. So this instantly looks like a, dare I say, a civilian tie rather than a military tie. What I love about a striped tie is it has a freshness to it, a crispness to it. I love this bold stripe, but also like this tie here. Now, the stripes in it are quite like a very famous old school tie, but when you look closer to it, it has a weave to it, it has a texture to it, so I don't think you'd be accused of copying. And I love the styling here. I think this is for perhaps a summer wedding. It has an elegance to it, it has a formality to it, but it's also slightly playful. I love the way the grey off-white colour in the stripe echoes the jacket. Very sophisticated, very elegant, but it's broken up by the pink of the shirt and then the grey and tan tones of the pocket square. This is such a good look, perhaps for a summer wedding or a summer occasion. You're dressed up, but it's not a corporate look. I would wear this with either the matching trousers as a suit, or you could wear it, I would say, for a summer occasion, something paler, maybe something in the cream family that look quite nice, with a really nice mid-brown suede loafer. I love this look for a high summer occasion, and to me, this is textbook styling. This is the look I'd always gravitate towards with a bolder striped tie. I love the colours in it. I love how the blue and the cream really echo the texture of the jacket, and then even the buttons sort of picks up in the cream in there. It's all very harmonious. But to avoid it being too matchy-matchy, the very, very fine check, the little tassel check shirt adds another level of interest to it. And putting checks and stripes together can look really messy and a bit uneasy on the eye, because you've got this very bold striped tie with the intricate stripe check in the shirt. It all works really well. And then the pocket square disrupts the whole thing. So even though you look very well put together and very coordinated, you're avoiding being matchy-matchy. Lots of texture, lots of pattern, but all done with lots of taste. I would probably avoid doing cream trousers. I think that could be a little bit twee, a little bit trying too hard. I would bring in another neutral. I would wear like a mid-grey tropical, maybe like a fresco style trouser, very neutral, as a sort of a summer take on the navy blazer grey flannels. For shoes, you could probably go something a little bit lighter if that's your taste. Maybe go for like a sand-coloured chucker boot, be very cool, or maybe something like that, similar shades in like a Belgian loafer. But this is a great look for a summer occasion. A summer cocktail party, for example, would look so elegant in this outfit. So this is sometimes referred to as the classic menswear uniform. The blazer with the grey trousers, a white shirt, striped tie, pasty handkerchief, everything sort of the classic elevated look. But I think what takes us even further is the material in these ties. This is 60% cotton, 30% silk, 10% cashmere. And we've done a few videos recently about blends in knitwear and tailoring, and I think this just shows how the right blend in a tie makes it far more interesting. Cotton gives it a coolness to it. It gives it a real summer feel to it. You can just see the colours are quite poppy because of the cotton. The silk gives it the strength, but that 10% cashmere really comes through. It still has a softness to it. It doesn't feel too crispy. I've spoken before about how the 1 and 2% cashmeres in tailoring and in knitwear is just marketing, and anything less than 10% isn't really worth taking into consideration, and this is 10%. You can feel that cashmere in here. It's a beautiful, beautiful thing. I love how the texture of it looks beautiful against the smoothness of the poplin shirt, but is echoed in the texture of the blazer. Slightly brighter blue, silver grey navy tie. I think that's so complementary, particularly for like grey trousers. Another look we considered for this, which would look equally good, was this lovely sort of goldy sand coloured. Looks fantastic. I would probably then lean into perhaps maybe going for a sandy coloured trouser, maybe like a really beautiful beige wool silk gabardine with a slightly wider leg with a great drop. Perhaps even with two-tone shoes if it was high summer, or the ubiquitous tobacco brown loafer. I hope you found that informative. I'd be intrigued to know if there are any more theories on the story of the directions of striped ties. Let us know in the comments below. And to get more great style tips, hit that subscribe button.